America Meditating Blog Talk Radio Show. We collect wisdom, hear stories, and inspire each other. I'm Sister Jenna. Tune in live from Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Hi, my name is Misty Crutchfield with Gandhi's Bee Magazine, online magazine designed to raise awareness and inspire people about all of the amazing things happening in the world, as well as all the challenging things that can help us raise awareness so we can make a difference in the world and be the change. One of my inspirations is Sister Jenna and America Meditating Radio. I listen, you should too.
This is Karina, Virginia, and I love the America Meditating Radio Show, and I love Sister Jenna. Bless you all. Enjoy.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Just close my eyes again. Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Trying to take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Believe
You're listening to America Meditating Radio Show, and I'm your host, Sister Jenna, broadcasting from the beautiful Meditation Museum. And we're going to have a new home where we'll be broadcasting from the Meditation Museum 2, which will be in Tyson's Corner in Virginia. We're so excited about that and just have been building a beautiful relationship with the community there as well. The America Meditating Radio Show is 24/7 online conversation in which you can search for any of your favorite life coaches, authors, individuals who are in meditation, in nutrition, in entrepreneurship, individuals that are into women's issues, the empowerment of youth, science, technology, the media. Everyone has been on the air, and we're planning to continue with that wonderful trend. As we've mentioned to you earlier on in our conversations, we are hosting 11 days of healing and compassion in support of our very good friends at Values Partnership with their Belief team, where we're trying to bridge this divide in our world. And whether you do it through food or through music or through the way that you choose to live your life, even the way you take care of the outside of your house, to me, is bridging the divide. Because if you sort of leave it messy and the grass is growing and there's dirt everywhere, you are divided from a community that might be wanting to keep their community up. It's as simple as that. It is something deep within our being. You know, where are your belief systems? What lies at your core? Do you believe that your body is supposed to be healthy? Do you believe that your home is supposed to be beautiful? It doesn't have to be palatial. It just has to have love and respect in it. The corners must be clean. Your sheets, your closet, your kitchen. I mean, these are things that actually reveal to all of us, especially to ourselves, that I believe in cleanliness. I believe in love. You know, there's a saying that God comes wherever there's cleanliness. So I have an awfully messy roommate, by the way, and her name is Happy, and she's 8 pounds. I mean, I just cannot get over how this little puppy can be so messy, and seeing how I have to keep being after her and getting all of her toys. And I started to think about parents who might struggle with always having to take care of the kids and pick up the pieces. And I went, oh, wow, I totally get what you're going through, but it's okay. Make it a routine. Every day, clean the room, vacuum the carpets. You cannot go to bed in a messy environment, no matter what it takes, because the Healthy Home Dream team with Lisa Beres is about to join us, and we're so excited to get Lisa on the air. And right before we get her on, why don't we do a little bit of what we do here, which is meditation, and we're going to ask you to breathe in deeply, enjoy, and just let go of all the things that tend to enter your mind and don't belong there. You know, those thoughts based on events, experiences of someone in the past that for whatever reason you just can't seem to let that thought go. Well, we're going to do an attempt that right now with my off the grid, into the heart meditation on letting go. Breathe in deeply and relax, and we'll get Lisa on the air shortly. Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light. For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender, to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Let go of the role that you play and let go of the titles that you own. Observe how you're feeling as you are gradually letting go. Let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion, nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you and who would you think of? The Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time, welcome back to the America Meditating Radio Show. That was Letting Go from my Off the Work CD, and I hope that helped you to also feel how important it is to live a life of divine, pure, powerful, spiritual experiences, because whatever you experience in life, you're going to be traveling down that road. It's just going to automatically pull you at a soul level. And if you've ever experienced having a dream home and a dream environment, well, Lisa Beres is about to join us on the air. Lisa Beres and her husband Ron Beres are healthy home experts, building biologists, published authors, professional speakers, and Telly Award Winning TV media personalities who help busy people eliminate toxins from their home with simple solutions to improve their health. Now, they are also the founders of the Healthy Home Dream Team and the creators of Change Your Home, Change Your Health in 30 Days. Lisa is the author of the children's book, My Body, My House, and the duo are co-authors of Just Green It, Simple Swaps to Save the Planet and Your Health. Lisa and her husband Ron's TV appearance has been included with Dr. Oz, The Rachel Ray Show, Nightly News with Brian Williams, and so much more. Today on the America Meditating Radio Show, we're so happy to welcome Lisa to the air. Welcome, Lisa.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I am happy to have you because I have an 8-pound roommate called Happy, and okay. I'm telling you, I'm about to give her up. This little puppy does not know how to keep a room clean.
Oh, yes, we get reminded and challenged by our little furry friends, but...
Okay, so good. So I'm not the only one that suffers through that, correct?
Oh, I have a whole segment on how to not only keep your pets healthy, because we'll get a little sidetracked here, but there were studies done that showed that pets are even more affected by the toxins in our home than humans, cats and dogs. And so also the choices that we make in our homes are so important for our pets. So, I know we're going to get into some of that, and I'll bring that up when we cross into some of that.
Sure. Well, I know that you and your husband, Ron, they've been doing some great things, and you're both building biologists. And, of course, our listeners must be going, what's a building biologist? So could you tell us a little bit more about exactly what that is, and how were you and your husband inspired to start to create healthy homes?
Absolutely. Well, building biology is derived from Germany, and it's actually called biobiology, which is the study of how buildings affect your health and the environment. So unlike the green movement, where we're focused on a lot of energy efficiency and resource conservation, biobiology is about how chemicals and our building materials and the products that we use are literally affecting us directly and affecting our health. So over 12 years ago, Ron and I were engaged, and I had moved into a newly remodeled beach cottage. And I wanted to move closer to him, and I found this great little cottage that had just been completely remodeled. I mean, it had new carpeting, new flooring, a gas fireplace, new cabinets, new vinyl windows, newly finished hardwood floors. And soon after moving in there, my health started spiraling downward very quickly. Up until that point, I thought I was a very healthy person. I was pretty much vegetarian, working out, and thought I was doing everything right. And I got to the point where I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning. I was constantly feeling flu-like symptoms. My hormones were going haywire. I had sinus issues all the time, chronic fatigue, and the list goes on. So I started seeing all these different doctors, and I started with naturopaths and chiropractors and endocrinologists and acupuncturists, and went on to MDs and NDs, and no one could tell me what was wrong. Well, they knew that I was having all these problems, but they couldn't pinpoint what had caused it. So I started researching. I researched building biology, in fact, and I discovered that my symptoms were directly linked to these chemicals that I was being exposed to in my home from all of the products that I just mentioned and more, cleaning products, personal care products, water, indoor air. And as I started connecting the dots, I couldn't believe it. Light bulbs were just going off everywhere. And little by little, I started making changes to my home environment. And I was actually working out of this home too, so I was there all the time. It took me about a year of making the changes. And after the year, my health did a complete 180 to the point where I was healthier, more vibrant, and more energetic after that than I had ever been before. So Ron and I looked at each other and said, wow, this is huge. This is so important. People are medicating unnecessarily, some people taking medication just because, they feel a pain or an ache or, a sinus issue or whatever, when in fact they're not looking at the cause, which in a lot of cases is the environment. So we started a business to educate people and empower people to make changes to their home and really claim their health back and claim their future and the future of their children's health. And of course, it all helps our planet in the process.
Now, I know that the EPA has deemed indoor air quality one of the top 5 environmental health risks the U.S. faces today, and I didn't even know that until I was studying more on it. So how come it's really happening at this sort of a high number, and why is it that more of us don't know about it? Is it just because we're just used to just getting sick and dealing with it?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think that's part of it, and it's like the boiling frog effect. Do you know what that is? It's in science, they relate that term to things that happen gradually over time. So if you were to put a frog in a pot of boiling water, it would jump out. But if you put a frog in hot water and gradually turned up the heat, it actually wouldn't jump out. And I think that happens to our society where pollution's getting worse and chemicals are getting worse and diseases are increasing, but people are it's so gradually happening. People aren't really realizing it. But as people wake up and become aware of their power to heal and their power to take control of their health, I think that they are realizing we do have so much power in this. The EPA does say that indoor air is 2 to 5 times and up to 100 times more polluted than the outdoor air. And
wow.
I think that's really, right, up to 100 times after maybe a remodel, which was in my case. And I think that people don't realize that. Mm-hmm.
It almost makes me want to set up a tent outside of the house and just sleep there and deal with the snakes and the raccoons.
Right. What's better? Well, it's actually not that far-fetched. There are a lot of people today who suffer what's called chemical sensitivities, where they are becoming so sensitive to perfumes and fragrance and gasoline and smells and even electronics, which is electromagnetic radiation, that they have to move out of their homes. Some people literally have had to live in tents to heal. And so we don't want it to get to that level. We want to educate people on what they can do now. It does take a proactive approach. It does take waking up to this and making changes, but I can tell you it's not rocket science, and it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. The techniques that Ron and I teach are affordable and doable and made for the everyday person to do. It's not meant to break the bank to make these changes.
Beautiful. Now, there are a lot of chemicals in our homes, right, that are really contributing to us being sick. And I think the Consumer Product Safety Commission had connected to about 150 commonly used household products. Could you name just a few of them that we could be aware of, and what should we replace them with?
Yeah, and I want to also tell you there was a study done in the Environmental Science and Technology that actually found the average home had as many as 400 chemicals. Some of these chemicals are toxic. Many of them are untested. And I'll tell you how this happened in a minute. But some of the chemicals that we're exposed to, there's so many, but just to give you some of the really common ones, formaldehyde is a very common indoor pollutant that you may associate with, embalming of the Egyptians or a science project. They would use formaldehyde, right, in experiments. Well, it's a preservative. It's a very inexpensive preservative, and it's used in a plethora of indoor building materials such as insulation. It's used in fiberboard, floorboard. It's used in kitchen cabinetry. So, when you open your kitchen cabinet and you see those shelves, you'll see the raw edges. They look like little chips of wood that are held together. It's the resin that holds those chips together that contains formaldehyde. And formaldehyde is a carcinogen, so it's directly involved in causing cancer. And it's prevalent in our homes. It can even be in permanent press linens. So drape your bedding, pants, anything labeled wrinkle-free, easy care, no iron, that could contain formaldehyde. That's actually what they put in there to keep the fabric from wrinkling. So I always like to mention formaldehyde because it's everywhere. It's even in air fresheners, and it can even be in our personal care products. So, and because it is a carcinogen, and there are many carcinogens in our home, that's one that, we need to start paying attention to. And you can smell formaldehyde in high levels, but in the levels at your home, you don't smell it. And that's something that I do want to stress to the listeners is just because you don't see anything and just because you don't smell it doesn't mean it's not there. Most of the chemicals are invisible and you don't smell them. So, that goes back to being proactive again and making those healthy choices.
Yeah,
and then the list goes on with cleaning products. The chemicals in cleaning products, are everything from synthetic fragrance to aldehydes to formaldehyde, as we mentioned, to preservatives that can be phthalates and synthetic preservatives that they put in a lot of the products. And these synthetic preservatives are really dangerous because they interfere with our hormonal system. And we see diseases linked with hormonal issues skyrocketing today. Everything from, menopause to preterm birth to low sperm counts to, women, young girls going into puberty earlier and women going into menopause earlier and things like that. So these, I had mentioned when my home was making me sick, I was having hormonal issues. It literally stopped after I cleaned up my environment. So I had stopped menstruating for a year, and after I cleaned up my environment, everything went back to normal. So if you're having hormonal issues, definitely look at your environment and your products that you're using.
Wow, that's a lot. I believe what you're saying, because I felt that where I used to love to put my plug-ins, now it's like they're too strong for me. Like I can't do them anymore. That's one.
That's
Secondly, things that you're just spraying, I can't. Candles that are not soy, I can't do them anymore. It's just toxic. I can feel it's not healthy in the air. So I think that when we're getting too much of it, your sixth sense will just say, okay, I think you've had enough of that. Why don't you just clean your house? It'll smell better. So, thank you for all of that information, because I think it's really timely and important. I want to move us on a little bit about your book, Just to Green It, and what tips would you offer our listeners to help them create a healthy home or office?
Okay, well, our book, Just Green It, Simple Swaps to Save the Planet and Your Health, is literally a consumer guide, and it's a side-by-side comparison of products that you should use in your home and those that you should skip. So one side of the page says green it, and the other side says skip it. So for instance, the air fresheners that you just mentioned, you could go to that section, and it would say on the left, you don't want to use those plugins because they are loaded with synthetic fragrance. And synthetic fragrance is 95% derived from petroleum, and most of the time has what's called phthalates. Those are those chemicals that keep the scent lingering in your product, but they're synthetic and they are hormone disruptors. So we've got to go back to what's the root of the problem, and the root would be something in the home is causing an odor. Let's first eliminate that, and then let's put some natural scents in there. So on our Green It side, we would have essential oils. You would maybe get some 100% essential oils with a diffuser to make your home smell good, or baking soda, which is great for absorbing odors. And there are, of course, wonderful companies now that make non-toxic air fresheners. So that's a really good example there. But in the book, we go into everything from bedding. So you would have a regular mattress, which is petroleum derived. Most mattresses are polyurethane foam, and they're derived from petroleum. And on the other side, we would say, here's why you would want an organic mattress, and this is what you're getting when you're paying for an organic mattress. So we go into mattresses, food, air purifiers, water filtration, paints in your home, how to choose healthier paints, cleaning products, and the list goes on. Hundreds of simple swaps. So it's great because it's visual, and you can take the book with you to the store and then just pull it out and look, into the chapter that is applying to whatever you're buying.
Well, thank you for that. I think that getting a book that can help us to make our homes a little bit more softer and healthier and purer is a way that we move towards a world of compassion and healing. And just wanted to take you all on this journey that from September 11th to September 21st, the Belief team, which are friends of ours at Values Partnerships, has been working, Lisa, on collaborating with Oprah for the Belief Days of her upcoming new television series called Belief. And one of the questions that's been coming up in our conversations as a team is, what would a world of compassion and healing look like for you? Because I'd love to be able to keep capturing these voices and have them in our conversation between these next 11 days, from 9/11 to 9/21. What, for Lisa, would a world of compassion and healing look like?
A world of compassion and healing would look like a world where we honor each other, we honor our neighbors, we give a helping hand when needed, we don't judge, we remove from the judgment that happens right now, and make decisions and choices that nurture ourselves and our planet. So we are starting to make more conscious choices in everything that we do.
Sort of like how you are doing with the environment and making homes a little bit more safer for people to live in, right?
Right. We have such a disposable mentality today and a quick instant gratification. And so some of the problem comes in that we're buying inexpensive products manufactured in China, and, we're getting low quality at low prices, but we're not considering the long-term cost on our health and on our well-being that a lot of these things are having. So if we get back to conscious choices and consciousness in everything that we use, eat, touch, furnish our homes with, how is this impacting not just me today, but how is this impacting me tomorrow and my children in the future? And really being aware. I think just having that awareness before you make any decision.
Yes, I totally believe with that. Awareness is key. Without it, I don't know if we can make a decision, really. I mean, if you're just doing the same old thing and getting the same old results but wanting something more, we all know that that's called insanity. Lisa-Beres, thank you so so much for joining us on the America Meditating Radio Show. It was truly a gift, and I'm already ready to take out some of these household supplies.
Baby steps. That's my motto. Baby steps. You know, do one thing today that can help yourself, and then do another thing tomorrow, and don't be overwhelmed. And little by little, you'll get there.
There you go. Is there a website that our listeners can get a hold of your new book or information on your work?
Yes, thank you. We have a website at ronandlisa.com where we have a healthy home quiz you can take, and we have hundreds of free articles and videos that you can actually start learning today on how to make a change and make a healthier environment. And we also have a 30-day program that people can take if you go to changeyourhome.changeyourhealth.com, and we literally walk you through. We hold your hand and walk you through every room in your house and show you how to create a non-toxic, organic, and healthy environment.
That's beautiful. Lisa, thank you so much for joining the AM show. And if you're ever in Washington, please come by the Meditation Museum and do a presentation.
I would love that. Oh, that would be
awesome.
Wonderful. Ron is from that area, so that would be great. Yes, well, thank you, Sister Jenna.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
All right, take good care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, yes, you can change your homes around, my friends. Lisa told you you might be having some stuff. I know my plugins have to go. I know that. I know that they are toxic. And I have been I've taken out so many of them I can't even begin to tell you, because I was just feeling like this shouldn't be going in my subtle systems. So, yes, for a healthier home, check ronandlisa.com to get some information on how best to keep your home healthy and safe and warm. Hope you've enjoyed today's conversation. We are leading up to 11 days of compassion and healing in collaboration with our Belief Team friends at Values Partnership. Remember, October 18th to October 24th, pen in, being at a television box or at home or at our meditation museum to be viewing the Belief TV series, which will be broadcasted by OWN Network. We thank you for joining us on the America Meditating Radio Show. Remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission. And we are here to learn to love each other the same. Take care, everyone. We're going to end with a beautiful song by Sanatan Kaur. Wahe Guru Wahe. Take care. Bye.